Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so welcome to the second video when we will be talking about our future and our future plans.
Yes.
And yes, I'm Barbro Bronsberg from Sweden and Horace in Kenya. And
Yes.
we are celebrating 3 years almost on the day. And we have another video, hope you have seen it, when we talk about all the things we have achieved in these amazing 3 years. And now we will be talking about the future. I
Yes.
just want to add something as I am the coach that it is how much joy this is giving. People are in Sweden are sort of impressed uh, by what I am doing, and oh, you are fighting a lot, struggle, and blah blah blah. But I say I receive as much as I give. I mean, you and I work almost daily on
Yes.
Messenger, and we have meetings like this. So we don't have time for much else besides work, our family, and then it's this project.
Yes.
But I must encourage everyone who is thinking, should I do something for someone else or for the planet or for animals? Just do it. You get so much reward. And
Yes.
I have got a new friend, and that is you, a new friend with 3 years now. And the other in the team, it's like a family. So it's so rewarding giving from your heart to others. That is what I want to start with on this second part.
Yes. It feels so good to see
Mm,
somebody happy, somebody feeling
mm,
appreciative
mm,
because you are able to help them.
mm, mm,
Nothing feels as good
mm, mm,
as that.
mm,
And that has always been my joy, making somebody not not so comfortable, but hopeful that
mm,
things, even if things are difficult,
mm,
there's always a way out. It
mm,
makes me feel so good.
mm, mm.
Yeah.
Plus, what I like is the tools we have in our hands. We
Yes.
know we can give a tool that can fix anything from your migraine to pain in the body, sorrow, old grief, stress, fear of public speaking, which is what I work with my Swedish clients. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
if people are in trouble, I can teach you. I can give you a tool that will
Yes.
help you the rest of your life. That is so amazing. Mhm. So, the future, we often, as I said in the first video, we are always thinking long ahead. I'm 72 and you are 35, 36,
36.
36. So it's a good generation. And then we help others even younger. And we must think in long terms if we are to affect Kenya or Sweden.
Yeah. Yes.
Um, so we have wonderful plans. So, okay, our next plan after we have reached the goal of self sustainability with food, which we will
Yes.
conclude in maybe November 2022. It's August now.
Yeah.
So then we have another sort of big project that we uh, want to in the same way from starting with almost nothing to self-sustaining, and that is the issue, the problem with the menstruation for poor girls
Yes.
and teens. So maybe you can talk. Why is it an issue? Because when you explained to me, I was touched. I almost cried when I understood what the girls are going through each month.
Yes. It is disheartening, for lack of a better word. We have teens who cannot afford the commercial sanitary pads because they can barely afford food to eat, clothes to put on. So during their periods, most of them, out of embarrassment, choose not to come to school because they have nothing to use. So they prefer staying at home. Others use torn clothes, which they fold and then they use. Others use pieces of old mattresses as in place of pads. Others are taken advantage of by people who are not good in the society. They, 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 they buy for them the pads, and then in exchange of going with them to their houses and doing unimaginable things with them. And some of them end up getting pregnant in the process. Uh, Others drop out of school, and they become very young mothers who are desperate in the society. We looked at that one and said, no, we have to do something, because some of these young girls who drop out of school because of early pregnancies and things like that are girls who have very good brains, girls who can be very productive members of the society. Uh, uh, they really need to be helped out, and the solution is quite simple. If they can get something that can help them through their menses, then they can just come to school. They can't be exploited by bad people who have bad intention towards them, and that is something that I'm glad the coach took up, and it is one of our major plans in the future to come up with a solution.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Oh.
that is the situation that the girls are facing today, from the locality where the school is, where we run our projects, and even in the school where at the Oasis School in Migori, where we have our projects.
Yeah, yeah, we have the feeding project. Yeah, so they are
Yes.
my children, and I have been searching for over a year or more. I just didn't know how, and then the one thing led to another. So we have two roads, maybe. We have one Swedish with a university that has
Yes.
created a patented sanitary pad that will last 10 years, but it's
Yes.
made of plastics, part of it. So it's not disposable. What are you saying? Reusable for the earth.
Yes.
Yes. And then by accident, looking on internet, I found cloth pads uh, that are sued by the women themselves, or I even find a collective in India where women sew these very nice workable pads and sell, and they can live on it. But then you searched on the internet while we were talking, and you found that there are solutions in Kenya, but what have we been thinking about that? It's still too expensive.
I- yeah, it is. It is still expensive, really, to tell the teens
Mm,
to buy the reusable pads, because a kit costs 480 Kenya shillings. That's about 45 to 50 Swedish
mm,
krona, depending on the exchange
mm,
rates. That is still too expensive for them, because I mean, they literally can't afford that. So there really is a need
mm,
for us to be creative and to find ways
mm,
of making the reusable parts available for them.
mm,
And one of the options that we have, I think, is to have the reusable parts produced locally,
mm,
and then we can decide to offer them at quite subsidized rates, very,
mm,
very low rates. And we can also identify those who cannot totally afford them, and we
mm.
see how to issue them probably for free. The good news is that these are parts that are lasting so many years.
Mm,
10 years is such a long time,
mm,
or even if it were to last for a year, that's quite a long time. You know, so it will go a long way, really, to assist these young girls
mm,
to go through their menses so peacefully, without anybody taking advantage of them,
mm.
without them missing school, without them being worried that what will I do in my next menses, because that shall have been already taken care of by the reusable
Yes.
pad.
Oh,
Yeah.
imagine the worry and the tension and then the relief. I know I can go to school during my
Yes.
menstruation. That's,
Mm, mm,
well, yeah. And
yeah.
well, there are poor people in poor girls even in Western countries, but this is a much larger scale. So we are at the beginning, just like we started with a food project,
Yes.
and we have had a teacher trying out the pads,
Yeah.
and then we will slowly create a good solution because we are not quitters. Once
Maybe.
we have started a project, we will continue until we have a solution for hundreds of girls in these 20 schools.
Yes.
So it's a big project, but and we need to find a way of finding money so we can sell very cheap. But I'm excited. It's
Yes.
like having a blank canvas and just
Mm,
saying, I wonder how we will fix this because we have managed to resolve everything on the way. So uh, and where we are now, I have a list of about 5 persons in Sweden that have promised to, when we have a more clear project with this,
yes.
they will give some more money so we can expand sewing machines or whatever we need. And we will also um, talk a bit more about this university with these pads that are for 10 years, that are very expensive compared to when you make yourself. But maybe we can have both, or we don't know. We are open.
Yeah,
We
yes. We are
say,
always open.
yeah, we are open. Please, universe, life, give us solution, and we will try them out.
Absolutely.
So, anything more you want to say about this project?
Well, I just want to confirm our commitment in making this wonderful project a reality, because I have already foreseen what it is going to solve. Uh, and if only we can succeed, then we are going to be problem solvers in large scale. Challenges are bound to be there, but just like we have said, we won't quit as long as we are touching human lives. So every coin that is directed towards this project is going to reach what is intended for it, because all we want is success. I think that's what I can say about the
Okay.
project.
I just remembered one thing. Uh, okay, this is not the sun. It's that uh, there are several other things we are planning. We will include tapping for
Yes,
menstruation pain, which is quite common, and we
mm,
also think about health education.
yes,
So the pads may be in the center, but we are always thinking big. How can we mm, approve, take a pro? I don't remember the word in English, but take benefit of this and include knowledge both for, I think, boys and girls about menstruation, so their prejudices disappear.
yes,
Because, as I understand, you still have sort of feelings culturally, not you, but in Kenya, or shame is something dirty, something
yeah,
that should be hidden. When it's the without menstruation, there are no babies.
yeah,
It's life itself. So it's fertility, and we can talk about fertility too, and protection, not getting pregnant. So we are always thinking big,
yeah. We,
like this. Not
yes,
only pads, we are thinking big.
yeah.
Mm. And that makes it exciting.
Very, very exciting.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, so that is it. What else are we dreaming about? What else uh, are we planning?
I think we are also planning to increase
Mhm,
the number of our tapping schools
mhm,
the knowledge keeps spreading, because every time we have a meeting with the teachers from 20 schools,
mhm,
others are also calling us, asking us that why are others left behind? Why is it only 20?
mhm,
I mean,
mhm.
can you make it 25 or 30 schools? And we say, I know we are always open. We are always open. Any interested person can work with us. But as I said earlier, our activities are controlled by our budget.
Yes.
Yeah, but we we have a future plan
Mhm,
of even expanding to additional schools
mhm,
with the tapping knowledge,
mhm,
with the menstruation program, so that we are able to reach more people.
mhm,
We are also planning to uh, continue in the future with our micro loan program, so that we can empower more and more ladies, both in our the ones already in our team and the ones who are willing to join our team. We are also glad that slowly, bit by bit, men are appreciating the power of tapping.
mhm,
In our last tapping meetings, we had a few men
mhm,
who are able to be convinced by their wives, and they joined us.
mhm,
That's a plus, especially in a society where men don't readily believe in things like this. You know,
mm,
some of them would be so skeptical about it. Some
mm,
of them would be instantly dismissive
mm,
that that's something that cannot work. But
mm,
you see, when we see men beginning to come, then in future we are already seeing that we shall have a men's group
mm,
where they can tap on their own issues, share their own experiences, and that will be a plus in this society.
mm, mm, mm,
Because in the African society, the man carries almost the man carries a better part of the family burden. And
mm,
you know, men with their pride suffer in silence.
mm, mm,
You know, they don't like talking about their stories. And you find that most men even take their own lives because
mm,
if stress reaches dangerous levels, then people see hopelessness and then they take their own lives.
mm,
Statistics that are taken in Kenya today indicate that men are taking their own lives at a very high rate as compared to women. So
mm,
we are so glad that men are accepting tapping, and we believe that they will share this story with others so that
mm,
we reduce even the cases of suicide
mm.
amongst men in Kenya because of dangerous stress levels. Yeah.
So, so we are sort of pushing the culture, the old culture. So
Mm,
changing the attitudes of menstruation, how a man can be, using tapping,
mm,
being more emotional, and the microloans is also a way of pushing that a woman can have a small business.
yes.
We are system busters. I'm usually saying we like
Yeah.
to bust old system, and when
Mm,
we think of the future, we think big heart, love,
mm,
a
yes.
kinder planet, um, spreading from where we are with
Mm,
Migori Kizumi, spreading
mm,
in Kenya. Oh, we have another tapper in far away. Eunice,
mm,
she has moved to another school, so we are.
yes.
Is it 6 hours away or more?
Yeah, it's not very far. It's not
Oh,
very close to Migori. It's a bit far.
yeah, yeah.
Mm,
And one other project um, that we have been talking about. I don't know if they have made it, but that is in prison, uh, tapping,
mm,
helping men in prison, haven't we? Or did we postpone that?
we postponed that,
Mm,
but it is part of our future plan.
mm, mm,
Though we were planning to have it initially,
mm,
but then we postponed it. But
mm,
it is part of our
mm,
future plans that we shall visit
mm,
prisons and
mm,
spread, share with them the tapping knowledge. You know,
mm,
uh, tell them about it, tell them to try it out, and then share with us their
mm,
experiences.
mm,
So it is something that is in the pipeline,
mm,
and we shall
mm.
try it out. Yes,
So if you're watching, we need donors for a lot of our plans. And
yes,
I just want to add that I saw it was a video with another sort of method. They are working with trauma, and they visited prisons, and
yes,
they discovered that more than 80% of the men in that case that are in prison are traumatized. As
yes,
children, they have been abused, living up in, like you say, broken homes, alcohol, drugs. So it's spreading out the tapping heart, even to those that we maybe are first condemned, but
yes,
they are in need of healing of their traumas.
Yeah.
And I'm also thinking we have been working in Tanzania, haven't we? We had some instructors going over to
To yeah,
Tanzania
yeah,
doing
the
tapping.
border, yeah,
Mm,
the border between Kenya and Tanzania.
mm,
Um, we had one of our senior instructors
mm,
going there to meet ladies who some of them were circumcised,
mm,
others had escaped from circumcision,
mm,
but they are facing stigma in the society because the society down there believes that if a woman is not circumcised,
mm,
then however big or old they are still considered children. So there are those who are suffering from that stigma. There
mm,
are those who actually were forced to undergo circumcision.
mm,
There are those young girls who are forced to marry so early when their time had not reached. You know, they had to stop school and go
mm,
get married. So one of our senior instructors went there
mm,
and actually had a training with them. So we hope that they are going to share this information with the rest of the other women across the border and even deep into the neighboring country.
mm,
So it is our future plan also to go into that country, meet the teens, meet the women, and even men,
mm,
hopefully,
mm, mm.
so that we teach them tapping and we share experiences and we help each other to reduce stress. Peaceful Art Network is doing an amazing work in Uganda, which is a neighboring country.
Mm,
And now that one of our very good partners is Peaceful Heart Network,
mm, mm,
our future plan, we are not limited to only Kenya. We can also cross over to Uganda where there is a senior pastor who trains his members of his church
mm,
tapping. There are children homes in Uganda doing this. There are refugee camps in Uganda doing this. We are not restricting our
mm,
activities to
mm,
Kenya alone. So we shall visit those places also.
mm,
The objective is to spread joy, calmness, a
mm.
stress-free life
And
as widely as we can,
yes, and change,
and change,
change,
change.
change.
Change in terms of how people view life,
Mm,
change in terms of how people treat each other,
mm,
especially the political class,
mm,
change through which the rich are viewing the poor.
mm,
I mean, we are praying for a society that people look at each other as members of one family
mm.
where everyone is equal to the other. I mean, that
Yeah.
is the society that we need going forward.
Yes. And,
Yeah,
the family across borders, Africa and the whole planet.
yeah.
That is, we are really thinking big every time, and for every small step, we usually, you and I, say yes, one more step towards a better planet.
Yes.
Mm. Anything else we want to add this important day, 3 years from we started? You want to
I
conclude
think,
with something?
yeah, I think in conclusion,
Mm,
I must admit without any doubt that it has been 3 years of amazing, amazing results,
mm,
hard work,
mm,
commitment, passion,
mm,
and that spirit of volunteering to see the next person happy.
mm,
And it is a journey that we began, the two of us, but it has now spread to different teams, and
mm,
everybody is pulling towards the same direction
mm,
so that we see each other succeed.
mm,
And that is what makes everyone happy. I must thank everyone who has worked with
Mm.
us this
Yes,
3 years journey.
yes, yes.
It has been a wonderful, wonderful experience, and I must tell you that you are the right candidate for the continuation of this journey. Thank you very much.
Mm. There was something more to make clear that is that all the money that people give goes directly to projects. We don't. Nobody is paid in this
No,
project.
no,
No,
nobody. We don't take salaries. We
no.
do this out of the heart. We do
Yes.
it out
Mm-mm.
of the heart. Every coin that is sent down here goes to the right
Mm.
work that it is meant for, and we keep
Yes.
very clear records on what is supposed to be spent where and on what.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, and I want to thank you too for 3 wonderful years that I did not know that I was going to live, meet, do all these wonderful things. I had no idea what the universe had in mind for me, and I'm so
Yes.
grateful that I answered when you asked. And I am inspiring a lot of people in Sweden too, uh, saying that it's possible with very little money to do big results if you are a good team.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so hugs to everyone, and I hope if you are in the position of being able to donate, that you contact us somehow, and then we can expand with the projects we have in mind.
Yes. And we welcome everyone who has an open heart to help the next person.
Mm.
Helping out doesn't mean that you have more. At times, helping out requires sacrifice. That I can go without a cup of coffee in the evening, a burger somewhere, or so that the next person can have a meal, or the next person can have a pad, or the next person can have school fees, or the next person can have new uniform, and it's all about sacrifice. And there is nothing as good as seeing the next person smiling because you helped them.
Yes.
It feels so
Okay,
good.
and we have a Facebook group where people can follow when we publish and we tell what we are doing. So you can see photos of the children, the cows,
Yes.
and the tapping team, etc.
and,
Okay,
and,
so
and we have
let's.
and we have
Sorry.
a website too. We also have a website where the coach made a wonderful story of the things we have done and the things we are planning to do, and everything else about the information you might need about the Kenyan project. We can always give you a link so that you go read
Yes. Mm-hmm.
the information in our website,
Yep.
and you see for yourself how great
Mm.
this movement is becoming.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in the future, when we have money, you will have your own website. Right now, I'm using mine. So,
Yeah.
but that is
Yes.
how we work.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for reminding about that. I forgot to talk about it. Aha, okay, so stop recording. So, goodbye, everyone.
See you.
Yes, hopefully. Ah. I'm just showing now, but when you do it, you do this.